What is the business's goal in advertising? Now, a lot of times when people talk about advertising or marketing, I actually don't think that they're marketing. I think that they're more nurturing. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the difference and what actions are more nurturing and what actions are actually more advertising. And we're also going to talk about the type of advertising that really annoys people and generates low quality leads. And we'll talk about the type of advertising you can do that actually builds a relationship and people don't feel like they're being sold to. You see, on social, so many people spend time and money hoping that something will go viral. And if you do go viral, you're being seen by people who've never heard of you before, so that's advertising. But how do you control who that audience is? Is that your target audience? So in this video, we're going to talk about how do you fine-tune who your audience is and get the right people who've never heard of you before to find you. So let's talk for a minute about marketing versus nurturing. A lot of people will do their social media marketing where they just have a posting campaign. They have content that they'll send out on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. It could be articles, it could be photos, it could be videos. They think that they're marketing, but they've got their friends or their connections, and only a percentage of those friends or connections actually see those posts. And if they've never heard of you before, they're not a friend of yours, so how are they going to see that post? What you're counting on is that your friends or your connections will like that post so much that they will share it with somebody else. So you're hoping that it's so good that they will share it. I admit, when I see something on social media that I want to share, I share it with my mom, I share it with my wife, I share it with my daughter, I share it with my brothers. So when people share a post of yours, who are they going to share it with? And is that your target audience? So on my flip chart here, we're going to break down two different types of marketing. We're going to look at the pros and cons of both. And then I'm going to introduce you to my strategy on how we can really hone in on your target audience. These people who've never heard of you before, those are the ones going to be seeing your content, and it's going to turn into lead generation for your business. All right, so let me draw a few things here. We're going to compare paid to organic, and we're going to look at the pros and the cons. Okay, some of the pros of paid advertising here is that it's fast. You can really ramp things up fast and get fast results, and you can really scale it up. Once you find something that works, you just throw more money at it and it can increase and you can really scale it. It's really targeted to a point. I mean, you've really got to fine tune it. You've got to test different audiences. Depending on the platform, you can really narrow down who you hope to find in this ad campaign. And eventually targeted is considered an advantage of paid. I feel like I'm going to show you how to get targeting in organic as well. But a definite pro of paid advertising is that you can quickly iterate and you can do split testing so that you can have two different landing pages or two different videos or images or test this, text, and that, and you can quickly learn and improve. And so the ability to fine-tune your funnel is really, really good and easy with paid advertising. And it's because you can get reporting as well. Every dollar that's spent, you know where it goes, you know how it worked. Every step of your process, you can look at those percentages. And so the reporting really helps you scale fast. All right, let's talk about the cons of paid advertising. One is it can be pretty expensive. I have many colleagues that tell me, yeah, we're spending $300,000 a month on paid ads. And that's not uncommon. That's actually pretty common. They might spend $300,000 in a month to bring in $350,000 or maybe $400,000 in revenue. Another disadvantage is your ads are temporary. They're only there while you pay for them. So you could be doing this ad campaign for an entire year, but if you stop, the leads just stop. There's nothing that's been built, no momentum or anything like that. Each ad also has a shelf life. So if you're successful with an ad now, chances are in a few months that ad's not going to be working and you're going to have another ad that will replace it so that you can continue to get results long term. There's a learning curve. You've got to test and tweak, and there's some advantages of those things, but it takes a lot of effort and learning. The process can be pretty complex, pretty complicated. And a big con of paid advertising is the leads that you generate are low quality. You get a high quantity of them. And if you have a good system for really filtering through those leads, then that's how you can get customers, but you're going to get a lot of leads that are low quality. Okay, so here are some of the pros of organic marketing. Okay, it's really cost effective. There are a lot of variables that go into the cost, but organic marketing is by far and away way more cost effective than paid campaigns. A big reason for that is because the content that you create is evergreen. So if you create a campaign that's generating leads now, and then next month you launch another campaign, well, your first campaign is still working. And in month 3, a new campaign, Now you've got 3 campaigns that are working. You do this for years, and all the campaigns in previous months and years are still working. So it really allows you to build momentum. It's like that snowball that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So where I talked about up here, where if you're spending $300,000 a month in advertising and generating $350 in revenue, you've got this short shelf life. So you've got to continue to iterate just to keep maintaining that profit margin of $50,000 or $100,000 a month. Where here, let's say you got to a point where you're generating $50,000 or $100,000 a month in revenue, but you can then keep launching new campaigns to make that revenue and that profit margin continue to increase. Part of the reason this strategy works so well is because it really builds relationships of trust. Instead of annoying people with paid ads, people don't feel like they're being sold to, and it really builds a strong relationship. So that's why the quality of the leads are so far superior. You might not generate as high of quantity, but the quality of leads are as if somebody referred them to you. Once you start generating leads like this, you're going to want to turn off these low quality leads. Now, some of the disadvantages I would say that are commonly known about organic marketing is that it takes time. And that is true. This takes a lot longer than the quick, iterative, fast marketing that you can do with paid traffic. It takes a long time. Now, a lot of people say that with organic, targeting is a lot harder, okay, and I'm going to disagree with that. Also, people say that reporting, and I would agree that it's not as good as the reporting here, but I'm going to show you ways that you can get good reporting with organic marketing. So let me show you what organic marketing looks like on YouTube. Okay, if I go to YouTube and I type in how to get business credit with poor personal credit, look who's at the top. This is my client, Noelle Randall. She teaches Airbnb real estate investing. Or if you type in how to get your kids to listen without yelling, look at number 2 and look at number 3. This is Paul Jenkins and Nicolene Peck. Both are parenting experts, and they rank at the top for hundreds and hundreds of searches. If you type in how to start a business retreat, number 2, number 3, number 4, you'll see Michelle Villalobos. Learn how to buy a house just by paying taxes, you'll see Ted Thomas in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th position. How to grow your church congregation. You'll see Chris Abbott at the top. You'll see him in position 3 as well. How do we do it? Well, we follow my leaf strategy. And for you to understand my leaf strategy, let me show you this tree. Okay, the tree has a broad trunk that goes out to branches, that goes out to the leaves. The trunk represents your core area of expertise, and the branches represent all the different categories you have expertise in. The leaves represent the very specific questions that people are asking, similar to those questions that I typed into YouTube. So if you can find these leaves, find the questions that your target audience is asking, that's the key to this leaf strategy. Now let me show you something a little advanced, but when I point out a few things of what we're looking at here on this spreadsheet, this is amazing, okay? So this is for my client, Noelle Randall. She teaches Airbnb real estate, and you'll notice that all of these leaf questions have the same 4 words in common: real estate investor find. Okay, so this is the real estate investor find branch, but look at this branch, real estate investor become. So just one word different there makes this a different branch. And when I grouped these 2 branches separate like this, and I showed these to Noelle, she looked at this first branch and she said, you know what? This is actually not my target audience. I don't need to show up for those questions. But then when she saw this one, the become branch, she's like, yeah, every one of these questions, I know this is my target audience, and I want to rank at the top of YouTube for every one of these. So we typed each one of these questions into YouTube and checked to see where she was ranking. We did this search on YouTube on February 10th. And so for this branch here that she does not want to dominate, this is not her target audience, you'll see on the right there, there's some yeses, there's some starting, and there's some no. Yes means she ranks at the top of YouTube in the top 3. Starting means you have to scroll down, but she's somewhere in the top 20. And no means we did not find her. So she didn't really want to dominate this branch, but she's actually showing up quite a lot. She's got a bit of traction here. For the branch that she totally wants to dominate, that she knows is her target audience, you'll notice that on February 10th, it was mostly no's. But you'll also see the filming date column that we filmed a lot of these episodes. We filmed a lot in February, we filmed a few more in March, we filmed a few more in April. And so by April 18th, you'll see that we turned those 2 yeses into 8 yeses. And by May 16th, you'll see many more yeses. You'll see by July 3rd that it's mostly yeses. So Noelle now dominates this entire branch on YouTube. I want you to get these same results on YouTube and really leverage YouTube to generate leads for your business. So I've created a mini course, and this mini course is $17. It's called the YouTube Lead Gen Blueprint, and you can go to youtubeleadgen.net to find out a lot more information. I'll put that link down below. In this mini course, I teach my 5-ingredient strategy where you'll learn how to find these titles. You'll be able to do that keyword research so that every video you make will have a built-in organic audience, so that you'll be able to magnetically pull them in, build a relationship with them, and start generating referral quality leads for your business. I'm excited for you to take this course. Again, it's just $17. Go to youtubeleadgen.net. I'll see you there.